Hi everyone, welcome to Kate's Fashion Flips. My name is Kate and I resell clothing online part-time. And in today's video, we have a what sold video talking about some recent sales for me. They're not as recent as they could have been. I've been sick all week, so I have not been able to edit or anything. I filmed this about a week ago. So we're gonna be talking about some sales that I made on Mercari, Depop, Poshmark, and eBay between the dates of January 18th through February 14th. I don't know where I was going with that. Through February 14th. We won't go through every single sale, but I will talk about certain sales, whether I wanted to highlight them because they sold for a good amount of money or because it was a very unusual item. I actually have a lot of hard goods to share. I have been, I guess, diving more into hard goods, or maybe I'm just starting to sell those hard goods, but I wanted to share those with you guys today. So let's dive in.
All right, guys, let's dive into some sales. Hopefully, I don't freeze up. Sometimes my face freezes up 3/4 of the way through. So that's probably going to happen again. But for now, you're going to see my beautiful, shining face. We're not going to talk about every single sale I made in this time frame because that would make this video extremely long. We're just going to talk about some sales that I wanted to highlight for one reason or another. But for Mercari, actually, we will be talking about every sale I made in this time period because I only made two sales on Mercari in like a 3-week time period, which is kind of sad because I cross list everything to Mercari. And what's even crazier is I had 3 sales on Mercari today. So weird fluke that happened today, but Mercari is a mystery to me. But I keep cross listing to Mercari because it's so easy. I actually switched over from Vendu over to Nifty, and it has cut my cross listing down literally by it takes me a fourth of the time now to cross list using Nifty. I'm not even being dramatic when I say that. So I do have an affiliate link in my description if you are interested in Nifty. With that being said, let's dive into this first sale on Mercari. This is a torrid gray cable knit at the knee thick winter cute sweater dress size 3X. And I spelled winter wrong, but that's okay. In my description, I put the keywords neutral, casual, timeless, classic, quiet luxury, warm, and cozy. If you do not know, I try to include as many keywords as I possibly can in my title and in my description so that my item will show up in search results over somebody else's because perhaps, if someone searches up classic and they're looking for a classic dress, my item's going to come up even if they don't specifically pick Torrid because I have the word classic. So I like to put lots of keywords. Mentioned that before in other what sold videos, but in case this is your first what sold video of mine, wanted to mention that again. I paid $5 for this Torrid sweater dress. I found it at the bins, but because it's a plus size, so lots of fabric and it was thick, it was pretty heavy. It sold for an offer of $22.80. That makes my profit $15.52. And this dress took 63 days to sell. So, not too bad. I try to have all my items sell within 90 days, but most of them don't. And that's okay. I'm okay with having a slower sales business model. What I love about selling Torrid is that, like 95% of the time, I can find a stock photo. Their stock photos seem to live forever on their website. And so that's great. You can always find a stock photo. Although stock photos are technically not allowed on reseller platforms, I still do it anyway, except for Depop, because Depop is very strict about it. Although now that eBay has bought Depop, I wonder if they're going to be less strict with that. And the second thing I sold on Mercari was this Kavu black multicolor sleeveless outdoor elastic waist mini dress size medium. In my description, I put the keywords geometric, hiking, camping, casual, and lightweight. I got this also at the bins for $2. It sold for an offer of $18, making my profit $14.20. This did take 139 days though to sell, but that's okay. I mean, we were in winter and now we're kind of in the months where people are starting to buy clothing for the outdoor. Tavu is a newer-ish to me brand. Oh, look, I'm already frozen. Sorry, guys. Anyway, you'll hear my voice for the rest of the video and you'll just get that frozen picture of me. But what I was saying about the brand Kavu is it's a newer-ish brand to me. I mean, obviously, I listed this 139 days ago, so it's not a super new to me brand, but it is a newer to me brand. And I found this brand at the bins, didn't recognize the label. And when I don't recognize a label, I always look it up. And yeah, Kavu is like, It's not it's like bread and butter. I wouldn't say it's a bolo. It's like kind of bread and butter. Obviously, it doesn't have a big sell-through rate, but it is kind of a nice outdoor brand. Let's move on now to Depop. I sold this formal dress, which I've had forever, but I do not move formal wear very quickly. This is an Impressions Women's Blue and Silver dress. Oh, wait, that was the title that Depop gave it. My title was Vintage Impressions Blue Satin Beaded Embroidered Strapless Formal Maxi Dress Size 4. And then in my description, I put the keywords princess, prom, homecoming, school dance, event, pageant, romantic, and holiday. I think I got this at the bins. Yeah, I think I got this at the bins. And I actually have found a lot of like really nice dresses at the bins for some reason, but this didn't have any flaws or anything. It was gorgeous. It was very like princessy, reminded me of a princess dress. So I paid $6, sold for $40. It sold boosted, but I do have my store boosted. And so if something sells boosted, it only takes like an extra 8% fee, which I'm totally fine with because that's still way cheaper than all the other platforms. Hopefully that doesn't change now that eBay has bought Depop. But that makes my profit $28.41. This did take over a year though to sell. It took 433 days. But when I buy formal wear, I expect it to take a while, especially like maxi dress formal wear, because you just have to have a specific event to wear it to. But I would pick that up again, even though it took forever long to sell. Next, I sold this men's shirt. This is from the brand Barbell. I'd heard about this brand, I knew about it, but I'd never found it before finding this shirt. This is a Barbell black Henley long sleeve stretch neutral casual shirt size medium. In my description, I put everyday, base layer, closet staple, wardrobe basic, and classic. When I don't know what keywords to put for an item and it's like a pretty basic piece, I'll put closet staple and wardrobe basic almost every single time. But I paid $4 for this at a regular thrift store. It sold for my full asking price of actually maybe it was anyway, it sold for $24. I think that was my full asking price, but I'm not 100% sure. That makes my profit $16.57, and this only took 41 days to sell, which I'm very pleased with because I do not have that much luck selling men's clothing unless it's like a major bolo brand. I'm not that good at selling men's clothing. And then I wanted to tell you guys this sale, or show you guys this sale because I loved this skirt. This is a Mystic Black Red Chiffon Y2K 90s Vampire Feminine Witchy Midi Skirt size extra large. The skirt was marked as a size 3XL, but it definitely didn't measure at that. And when I have a vintage item that does not measure at or doesn't look like the size that it says, I will put measurements and then I will look up what those measurements usually mean or what size those measurements usually correlate with. And for this, it was a size extra large. So I just said, please refer to measurements. It's marked as a size 3XL, but it really is more of like a size extra large. And then in my own keywords, I put going out, party, and sexy. I got this from the bins for $3. It sold for an offer of $18, making my profit $13.62. And this did take 118 days to sell, but when it comes to style-based pieces or vintage style-based pieces, they are generally slow movers for me. This next sale was a bad buy, but it actually sold extremely quickly, so I'm not upset about it. This is a Banana Republic tan-ribbed, button-up, quiet luxury, minimalist, cardigan size medium. In my keywords, I put neutral, school, teacher, business casual, timeless, classic, preppy, clean girl, closet staple, wardrobe basic. There it is again, those two keywords I always like to put for neutral basic pieces like this. So I actually got this from a Whatnot show. I was just like browsing Whatnot one day and I popped into someone's live and I won this for $12.03. Definitely paid up for this item. But I listed it for 25 because that's about what the going rate was for just like a basic cotton cardigan. And it actually sold in 6 days for an offer of $20, which I'm not mad about. That only gives me a profit of $4.84. But having bought it, regretting my purchase, being able to sell it within 6 days, I'm very, very pleased about. Would definitely not pick that up again for more than $5, to be honest. And then the last sale that I wanted to show you guys is this gorgeous dress from Anthropologie. I couldn't use a stock photo on Depop, but I found a woman who had like a mirror selfie wearing this dress, and it really flattered the dress. So this is an Anthropologie pink long sleeve ribbed girly modest sweater dress, size medium. And then in my description, I put soft, cute, feminine Barbie and Barbie core. I actually paid up for this at the thrift store at $10. This was a thrift store in Idaho, and this specific thrift store in Idaho, like they mark up all their notable dress brands to $10, whereas dress the dresses at that same thrift store, it's Desert Industries where I live, like they'll price their dresses at like 6, 7, or $8, not $10. But sold for an offer of $37.50, making my profit $25.23, which I'm not mad about. I really am very pleased anytime my profit is over $20, or over 25 is even better, but over $20, I love to see it. And this only took 26 days to sell. Would definitely do that again. All right, now moving on to eBay. I usually end off with eBay, but today I'm going to have it be second to last because for some reason I feel like I've been making more sales on Poshmark and maybe even more money on Poshmark. I don't know. Poshmark has been like popping off for me, and eBay has been slower. I dropped down almost like $400 on my, like, when it says your 90-day total, it usually sits at like 8,000, and it's at like 7,600 right now. So eBay is like really sucking for me right now. But this first sale we'll talk about, excuse me, is this Free People Beach green chunky textured bino pullover sweatshirt cover up size large. In my description, I put the keywords baggy, oversized, comfy, travel, lounge, cozy, and casual. I got this from the Uptown Cheapskate sale for $7. It sold for $32, which I think was my full asking price. It only took one day to sell. That leaves me with a profit of $17.32. Honestly, amazing sale. I feel like Free People Beach is one of the best selling lines in Free People. I've had the most luck with it. And this was a size large, and size large in Free People and up is like the best to sell, like small, medium, extra small can like is like not the best, but when you get into the large, extra large, I don't even know if they have plus sizes in Free People. I don't know if I've ever found a plus size Free People piece, but size large and size extra large is like the plus sizes in other brands. Is comparable to like how value goes up in other brands for plus sizes, if that makes sense. Okay, next, we have this pair of J. Crew pants, which I wanted to show you guys because it was just kind of like a surprising sale to me. So this is a J. Crew brown cotton blend tailored professional slim rider dress pants, size 4 tall. In my description, I put career office work teacher, sleek, neutral, and feminine. This even had like two very faint marks on the pants. They were really hard to see, but they were there. And these were an older style. They weren't resit or anything. I paid $6 for them at Goodwill in Idaho, and they sold for my full asking price of $25 in just 7 days, which I'm very happy with. And that gives me a profit of $13. The reason I think that these sold so quickly was the fact that they were a tall size, and tall sizes, especially in pants and like dresses, can be very desired, because, tall women need pants and clothing too. And also because this was a color brown, and brown was really trending for the fall and winter. This next sale was a really cool sale. It didn't sell for much, but this is a black, colorful, floral, funky, artsy, maximalist, quirky button-up 80s shirt, size 12. In my keywords, I put party unique, multicolor, and going out. There was even like a small flaw on the back of the neckline, but it was still a really, really cool piece. It kind of reminded me of Elle's from Stranger Things, Eleven's like mall shirt. I think it's from like season 3. Anyway, that's just what it reminded me of. I don't think I put that anywhere though. But Paid $2 from the bins for this, sold for 16, making my profit $10.16. And this only took 7 days to sell, so I'm not mad about that. This was also getting a lot of attention on Depop, if I remember correctly. I love selling non-clothing items, especially when they sell quickly. So this is something that I've actually sold before near Christmas time back in December, and then I found another one of them at an estate sale. So the brand is Lemax, and they're their Ferris wheels. So this is a Lemax 2006 the Starburst Ferris wheel Carnival Carrolltown Collection Light Up. In my description, I put the keywords collectible and decoration. The thing was that with this was like all the railings were like coming off. But the first one that I sold of these back in December, like all the rails were off. They're just very flimsy and breakable. And then the power cord was like missing, but the guy who sold it to me at the estate sale said that it worked. And so I trusted him and I'm pretty sure I got good feedback on this sale. But I said it's tested and working, but the power cord is missing. It takes a 9V AC 1000 mA adapter. Have no idea what that means. But I paid $5 for this. Yeah, and it sold for an offer of 43, which is really great, making my profit $28.43. And this took 11 days to sell. So really, really good. My other Lemax Ferris wheel also sold very quickly. The only problem with this sale is like the shipping is horrible. It takes so long, so much bubble wrap, and so much mental effort. Here is a good shoe cycling brand to know. The brand is Giro, I don't know, Giro. This was a pair of black red factor adjustable cycling shoes, size 12.25. I I've never seen like a pair of shoes marked to the fourth, but these were. And then in my description, I put outdoor biker sports and quality. I shouldn't have put biker. I should have put cyclist because biker is a different thing. That's a motorcyclist. Anyway, I got these from the bins for $5. They were like new. They sold for an offer of $43. Or no, sorry, excuse me. They sold for $40, making my profit $25.40. These did take 155 days. My problem was I originally listed them way too high. I think I originally listed them at like 90, and then I lowered them to 75, and then I lowered them to 50. So it was just my fault for pricing them too expensive to begin with. Okay, we have another non-clothing item to talk about. If I can find it. I think it's on the next page. I didn't want to make this video super long, so we're skipping a lot of sales. Okay, so right here, yeah. So this a supplement, and it is this InnoSups InnoShred weight loss dietary supplement, 60 capsules, 30 servings. And then all I put in my description was new, but actually the sell-through rate for GLP-1 supplements doesn't really matter the brand, but this was a high retailing brand. I think this originally retailed for $100. So $50 was a steal. But I got these for free in a brand deal. All I had to do was just take like a few selfies with this and send it into the brand for marketing. And then they paid me like 15 bucks. And then I was able to resell the product they sent me. So I made even more money. But I had it listed for 50, and then I think I had a sale going on, so it sold in less than 1 day for $40, making my profit $31.10. Would definitely do that again. Keep an eye out for, I mean, I don't know, like a lot of thrift stores don't sell supplements, but supplements can be a good thing to sell on eBay. Okay, next sale, you guys. I have to talk about this sale too because they sold so quickly and I was just dumbfounded, just stunned. So, this is a pair of vintage Airwalk men's size 10.5 brown leather chunky Y2K fisherman sandals shoes. In my description, I put grunge outdoors, summer casual and comfy. I got these at a estate sale for $3. They sold for my full asking price of $32 in like 3 hours. And that makes my profit $21.32. I actually found an exact comp for this exact style of shoe on eBay, and I think it was a $35 comp. And so I basically used their exact same style, exact same format. So maybe I should start putting size in the middle of my sentence, but I just used their exact same title basically. I just switched up a few things. And yeah, sold in like 3 hours, which was very surprising to me because Airwalk is definitely not like a Bolo brand or anything, but maybe this style is trendy. And then we have another non-clothing item, which is kind of exciting to share all these non-clothing items. This is a Linksys black mesh Wi-Fi router AC 2200 tri-band Mu Mimo Max Stream Advanced. I don't know what half that means, but that's what this was. And then in my description, I just put new open box. And I actually got this at a thrift store for $12. This particular day, I was like looking around at the electronics and I actually made some good profit from a printer that I found. So there's definitely money in electronics, but yeah, paid 12, sold for an offer of 35, making my profit $14.62. This did take 119 days to sell though, but I would probably most likely do that again. And then last sale we will talk about on eBay is this Columbia coat. This is a Columbia Navy Nordic Point 3 Interchange 3-in-1 Omni Heat Insulated Jacket, size extra large. In my description, I put the keywords waterproof, outdoor, winter, snow, warm, ski, snowboarding, and travel. I got this at a Goodwill. I paid up. They marked it at 12, but I had a coupon, so I paid $10.50. I had it listed for 75, but I did accept a $50 offer because we are headed out of coat season, which makes my profit $27.50, and this only took 15 days to sell. A lot of Columbia, most of Columbia is not worth reselling, but this was definitely a newer style, and I did look up comps and sell-through rate on this specific style before I bought it. I couldn't find this exact colorway. Someone had this exact colorway listed for like way too expensive, but I knew if I priced it right, it would sell quickly. And that's what happened. All right, moving on now, ending off with Poshmark. I sold this Free People Beach brown tiered boho flowy drape sleeves Lala maxi dress, size extra large. I sold that Free People Beach green pullover on eBay, and then I sold this Free People Beach brown dress on Poshmark. I love selling the line Free People Beach specifically. And then in my description, I just put the keywords bohemian, vacation, and minimalist. The great thing about this dress was it was a maxi dress and it was a size extra large, which is like extremely rare to find in Free People. And it was brown and tiered. It had like everything going for it. I had it listed for 75, but I did accept a $50 offer. I paid $12.50 for it, making my profit $27.50, and this only took 8 days to sell, which is very, very quick. Very, very pleased with that sale. Would love to find Free People Beach brown maxi dresses more. That would be great. And then I sold this Betsy Johnson silver pink bow Y2K Glam Girly Rhinestone Micro Mini Purse for an offer of $25. I had it listed for 30, so $25 was a great offer. I paid $3 for it at a yard sale. And that makes my profit $17. This did take 85 days to sell though, but that still is under 90 days. Betsy Johnson can be a really like good brand to sell in their dresses, but especially their purses. And this purse was just so cute and unique. I sold this pair of Flying Monkey tan coconut low rise wide leg baggy raw hem jeans size 27. I think coconut was the style name from Flying Monkey, but I put tan as well because people don't really search up coconut when they're looking for a color that's very specific. In my description, I put the keywords going out casual, streetwear, school, neutral, and trendy. And then I also took all of the item specific details from Flying Monkey's website and put it in my description. I got these from Uptown Cheapskate for style based reasons. The style is really trendy and very boho as well as Western. I paid $3.50, sold for my full asking price of $30 in just 5 days, making my profit $20.50. This next sale was such a quick sale, I had to share it. This was an H&M gray black color block streetwear everyday funnel collar sweatshirt size extra large. In my description, I put the keywords casual, neutral, school, and comfy. I was so shocked that this sold so quickly. I got this for free in a mystery bag, And so I had $0 cost of goods, sold for my full asking price of $20 in just 2 days, making my profit $16. And because the brand was H&M, I was even more surprised because like H&M, when I do sell it, never sells that quickly for me. So that's amazing. Would definitely do that again. Coming up, we have a very high dollar sale. One of my, maybe it's my most high dollar sale from the weeks we're going to talk about, but I'm very, very happy with this sale. Sold for my full asking price of $80. It was this pair of Wolverine black sawmill non-insulated durable bib denim overalls, size large. They were new with tags. And then in my description, I just put work, versatile, and grunge. I paid up at $20 for them, but they sold for 85, so that's amazing. That makes my profit $48, and these only took 62 days to sell. I do still have a tan pair listed that's also new with tags that are also a size large. So hopefully those sell soon. Then we have just one more sale to talk about, which is another non-clothing item. That is the theme of today's video, non-clothing items. And it was this parrot. This is a red, blue, yellow, soft, giant, jumbo, tall, extra large parrot macaw plush stuffed animal. And then all I put in my description was new with tags, no flaws. I got this at an estate sale for $5. And before I bought it, I looked up comps. It's just from Walmart originally, but it's not sold at Walmart anymore. But yeah, sold for my full asking price of $50. Very happy with that, making my profit $35. And this only took 27 days to sell. So yeah, that is it for these sales. But yeah, thanks for watching.
That is it for this what sold video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I think I made today's what sold video a little bit shorter. I have a tendency to, when I don't make my what sold videos for a while, I'm like, okay, I gotta include all the weeks and include as many of the good sales and as many of the interesting sales as I can. But a lot of people, I don't know. I think some people are here for a good time, not a long time, but it is the opposite for some people. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.